Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 99 of Direwolf20's Age of Engineering series. Before we get started, yes, I'm getting over a cold, so apologies for the little congestion sounding thing, but I'm getting over it, so that's the good news. Today, I've got some cool stuff I want to work on. Last episode, we started working on mechanism gases. I'm hoping that towards the end of this episode, we can at least be closer to being ready for a top tier guy there. So let's see, put one of you, and you in there, because we always keep one of each of these just to have on hand. I've been duping more and more things with the whole duping system. I found that tier 4 solars can be duped. So if you make 16 of those, that's enough to make one tier 6. So I've been kind of doing that. And we'll put all this stuff away. So I should be able to make another creative. You can see I've got 5 in there at the moment. Funny thing, I have to craft flint now. We ran out of flint. Did not expect that to happen. So I had to teach it how like the 3 gravel equals 1 flint deal. Because we have gravel, courtesy of our cobbleworks that we set up there. So kicking off the craft of another tier of solar paneling, which is cool. Did I mention I had to move this? Yeah, totally had to move this setup. I think I said last episode that we would come back and tell you how this whole change of setup worked out. It worked out pretty good, except when I had the fusion crafting core over here, it was in line with the other fusion crafting injectors. So like this one thought it was getting recipes from this lineup because it used to be sitting right here, remember? So because of that, we had to change some things up. Speaking of changing some things up, there we go. So otherwise, going pretty smoothly. Been just crafting creative capacitor banks a little bit off camera, kicking off the craft here and there. Things are going pretty smoothly. So I can just like start to finish a whole creative capacitor. Like just click creative capacitor and it crafts, which is cool. We also finished up in here the clean osmium slurry. Nice. So that's pretty cool. So we've got basic, we've got ethylene and clean osmium slurry. Now if we want to get the creative version of that tank, right, we can take a look in the creative aid book here because JEI lies to us, and we can find out that we need also hydrogen chloride, sodium, and DT fuel. So sodium we're already making, aren't we? Didn't I, like, isn't that something that I'm making right here? Oxygen and sulfur dioxide. Oh wait, that's what we were getting, sulfur dioxide. Sulfuric acid was giving me, so sulfur dioxide came from that. Okay, so not sodium. So how do we get sodium? Let's look at that one next. So sodium from Mekanism comes from an electrolytic separator with brine. And brine, thermal E controller from Mekanism? Okay, cool. Water becomes brine, that's it. Okay. I don't know how that works. Thermal evaporator plant. Uh-oh. Multi-block. Looks like I got some Googling to do. Gaseous brine, I presume, only comes from brine, right? Let's just verify that. So gaseous brine, oh, we can get it from salt. And then we could turn it with an arc condensator into brine. So salt is an overworld block, or we can get it from salt block, or we can get it out of gaseous brine. So do we have any salt? Have we gotten salt? The answer is not probably enough. So I'm thinking, in order to get brine, we're going to want to go through this whole multi-block thermal E controller thing. Thermal evaporation controller. Cool. So today we're going to learn how brine works. All right, let's do it. So thermal evaporation controller requires some of this. So we're going to need some brass plates. I don't even think I have brass. Okay, cool. Brass ingots I can make. I don't think I've done anything with brass at this point. It's 3 copper and a zinc in an alloy furnace. So zinc and 3 copper dust, huh? Okay. Alright guys, we're back. After much, holy cow, digging around in JEI, I finally figured out how brass works. So brass requires zinc. And I'm digging like crazy. Like, where do I get zinc from? I don't see, like, zinc is in a World Gen spawn. There's, like, no ore version of it. Finally tracked down that Tech Reborn's zinc dust comes from sphalerite ore, which we have been getting from who knows where. Probably the thingy. We can either get 1 zinc dust per ore, or we can make sodium persulfate and get a little bit more zinc dust. But I'm not going to say that that's worth it, because we have a lot of sphalerite ore to the like order of like a stupid amount. So if I just got an export bus here and some cabling, got enough here. That'll do her. Cool. And of course, this machine's a little bit derpy with the amount of power it's allowed to accept versus the amount of power that it needs. Because, you know, tier low input power and there's no upgrades. So it's going to be a little bit slow, but it should get us at least a decent amount of zinc, which can then be processed, right? All right, so let's see how this works out. So I've got copper dust and I've got zinc dust here, which I'm hoping will turn into a brass ingot. Is that true? Yeah, it did. Nice. Okay, cool. I don't know how many of these we're going to need, because I didn't go ahead and look up that multi-block structure yet. But I'm assuming that I can rolling machine this dude into brass plates. And then Shazam. Nice. Okay, cool. Thermal evaporation chamber, dude. I'm also going to need some advanced control circuits and a liquid heat exchanger and a generator controller from Deep Resonance. Fun times. All right. Cool. So let's see how much of you is good to go. All right. Cool. Let's make sure I've got these in my inventory for anything we need to do here. So do I not have any more machine frames? I totally have machine frames. Why are you telling me I don't? And redstone comparator. Do what now? Machine frame from Deep Resonance. Ah, that's why. Haha, close enough. All right. I forgot they were similar. Resonating plate and 4 steel. So I just need some resonating ore. And let's get like just, maybe not 100, but 20. You can just be smelted directly. Mechanism room. There you are. That should do. Okay. So this to this to that. Is my steel not done yet? I would have thought it would be by now. There it is. Okay. And then this generator, good to go. That's better. I'm like, why isn't that shift click working? Cool. And then advanced circuits from mechanism ×2. And we're good to go. Now I'm just going to place this in the world. We're going to find out if it has a, you know, hologram type multi-block deal. If it doesn't, then I will get on Google and be right back. Yeah, show recipes, thermal evaporation chamber. Cool. Lots of numbers, but I don't know nothing about nothing, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I think I have an idea of how this works. I'm following the guide online. So you need to place, we're going to start off with a 4. Of course it's a 4x4. Who makes something 4x4? Come on. Odd numbers, people. Odd numbers. 4x4 base of thermal evaporation blocks. Is this going to be good enough here? I might want to bump this out 1. Now you can make this as tall as you want. I think the minimum is 3, but I'm going to go a little bit taller because the taller you make it, the faster it runs, basically. And then if you're building a tall, it might be useful to build on the ground, add a hollow ring of thermal evaporation blocks on top of the base. So it looks something like this. Right, now we could stop here, or we could keep going up. Right, so the more we go, the better. Let's go with this tall for now. And then we'll go from there. Cool. Now we're going to need thermal evaporation valves. We'll see how fast this is as it stands, right? All right, so we're going to need 2 advanced circuits. Okay, cool. So let's get like just a bunch of these, just because these are cheap. So thermal evaporation valves. So 1, 2. I'll put like 1. Let's put 1 here. This is going to be your input-output for your liquids. Now this doesn't require power, and because it's a large multi-block, I decided to throw it in this room, which is right next to the mechanism room anyway. So in case we need to get something over there, that should be cool. Place either an advanced solar generator or a thermal evaporation block on the corners of the top layer. Okie dokie. Fill in the top ring with more thermal evaporation blocks. Cool. So I'm guessing... Now, I did ask for 4 advanced solars. I've got 2 down. Remember, these are auto-craftable, because I need them for other things, obviously. So right now we're working on... let's see, you are working on what? Crafting the empowered and your void crystal blocks that we're going to need for this guy. And you're also cooking up conductive iron, so that's cool. So I think, let's see, I've got 1 more ready. I'm waiting on the last one. I can put like 1 here. Hey, cool, that works. 1 here, 1 here, and then the last one's going to go here. And it looks like I need to do this, 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 and this, and then we replace a block here with 1 of these. Incomplete. It's probably waiting on the last one of these, so let's wait a minute on that. We'll wait for, let's see what's left on the crafting here. You are just crafting a couple more voids. All right, all done. So solar, this dude, this dude, this dude. Hey, particle effects. That's probably a good sign. Nice. So we're increasing temperature. Nice. All right. So that I think is good. Now, technically, I can make this a little taller if I wanted to be a little faster. But let's get ourselves a tank. One of these dudes. Oh, wait. We already have an under tank, so that's good. So we'll pop that down. Fluid tank that up. Boom. You should be... cool. We might need to set up to extract and west to insert only. So you should be getting water now, and you're producing brine. Hey, look at that. Nice. And the temperature is going up, so we're actually producing brine at a decent rate. So I've completely forgotten at this point why I needed brine. So I'm going to go back to looking at sulfur, I think it was. Was it sulfur? Sulfur something? What was I looking at doing? Sodium. Sodium. Totally sodium. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional at this game. So I take brine into an electrolytic separator, and I get sodium and chlorine. So that seems easy. So let's get a decent-sized tank of that stuff. So I should be... I don't know how much is, like, you know, gonna go. But let's do, like, a pull. Cool. So we've got brine. Nice. So I'll let that fill up. And then we're going to want an electrolytic separator. Electrolytic separator. So we're going to need an electrolytic core, which means a bunch of enriched alloys. All right, so now we've got a tank full of brine. Which we can bring downstairs into our mechanism room, hook up to one of these power lines somewhere, and basically start doing stuff with. So let's pop it down right here. That sounds like a good enough place. So which side do you suspect is the side that we pipe the brine into? I don't know. Let's try this side. So the brine's going somewhere. That's a good sign. Sodium and chlorine. Nice. Is there a sidedness to this? I don't see one. So let's get our basic gas tanks. I thought I made enough, but maybe I didn't. Oh well, we'll make another one. Now I might want to make 2 here, but let's see. You are getting what? Chlorine? And then you are getting what? None. Oh, okay, cool, thanks, that's awesome. So sodium. I have an idea, by the way. You probably see where I'm going with this. It looks like we're going to need a lot of brine. So, in order to get this up and running, I think the best bet here would be to ender tank it from room A to room B. I just need to figure out how to get... Well, let's see. So, input is on... Is that cool? Nope. Are you done yet? Yeah, you're done. Can I do that? Sodium? Nice, that works. Okay, cool. So then let's get tank going here and basically say, there it is. So we'll do like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'll just put blue for a first. So what I'm gonna do is try and put a tank here, which by the way, can we make more of this? Quartz, fused quartz. I only need like 1 set. Come on, fused quartz. Nice. Okay, so we will say, same thing, up, extract always active, north, insert, I'll even flip that just to be nice. And then to my forestry room, we will set this up and set your east to extract always active and down to be insert only. So you should be filling up. And then in the mechanism room, hopefully this is transferring in. And it does appear to be. Nice. Okay, so brine into the front, and then either side gets the sodium and the chlorine. And it looks like it's a 1-to-1, so we don't have to worry about like overfilling. And we just let this run, and we will have sodium. So given a period of time, we will come back and have sodium. Deal? So here's the funny thing. We're kind of low on water? How's that even happening? Ender IO room? Pretty sure that's where this thing is. Wow, you're slow. Come on, dude. Stop being slow. Would you be better served if I did this? Not super duper. Where's forestry room again? Are you getting more water that way, or is that really not making a difference? I'm gonna see if I can speed up this water production thing. Be right back. Let's see how this does. Looking better. Cool. Alright, that'll do. Alright, back to forestry room, just to make sure that you're groovy now. Nice. Steady 10 millibuckets per tick of brine production. Much better. And that should be start to fill up the internal buffer, I would imagine. I mean, it's a steady 10 millibuckets per tick, but why are you taking so long to fill up? Are ender conduits faster? Max extract 200 millibuckets per tick, 100. So yeah, they are technically faster. Up is extract always active, and west is insert. That should go a little faster. Oh wow, production 20 millibuckets per tick. All right, so we're limited right now by the speed at which we are extracting stuff. So let's make another transfer node for liquids. With pipes and speed upgrades in them. Are you working or no? Yes, but not fast enough. Just for the fun of it, let me steal some of you. Hopefully that's fast enough. I'll just have to balance this out, but eventually I'll probably just make more of these. I just want to test this a little bit. So is that going to be fast enough now? Doesn't seem to be as good, right? When in doubt, use mechanism pipes. Let's see how this works out. So would you be so kind? Interesting. So it looks like it's filling up the internal pipe, which according to the tooltip says it has a pump rate of 1600 millibuckets per tick and a capacity of 16 buckets. Neat. Just wondering why that internal buffer isn't filling up. It's so weird to me. I would think it would. Hey, there we go. Hello. Oh, wow. It just has a really big internal buffer, that's all. Wow, look at that. It's producing 25 millibuckets per tick. All right. Well, there's part of the thing. All right, we're going to have to speed this up a little bit. Not that we need it to be that fast, right? But just from my own understanding of how well this works. Cool. All right, let's do this. All right, we got a net gain going now. When in doubt, just expand. So that works. That'll get us lots of water real fast. Again, do we need that? No. I'm just having a little fun at this point. Hope that's okay. But wow, we are producing brine like nobody's business at this point. So that's neat. And we're up to 10 buckets of sodium. So hey, I could probably speed this up, right? Electrolytic separator. Hey, where's my mechanism speed and energy upgrades? Speed upgrades, energy upgrades. That all sounds totally reasonable, right? And that should help with the production of the stuff. So that's sodium covered. So hydrogen chloride is next. Chemical infuser of hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine comes from an electrolytic separator. Okay, we're already making chlorine. Cool, right, we're already making chlorine. Sweet. So we just need an electrolytic separator of hydrogen, which we should have a bunch of, and chlorine. So what's my hydrogen situation like over here? Somewhere I should have hydrogen, right? Yeah, cool. All right, so let's get a gas tank. I'm going to swap you out. So you're currently configured for output on the left, input on the right, which, you know, makes a little bit of sense. So output on the left, and let's make sure that you're set to eject on. Cool. So you're outputting hydrogen, no problem. You're getting hydrogen, no problem. Beautiful. All right, nice, nice, and nice. Dumping excess oxygen, but not dumping excess hydrogen. Cool. And then we just need an electrolytic separator. Electrolytic separator, which is that what we need? No, we don't need that. Hold on. Hydrogen chloride needs a chemical infuser. Chemical infuser. There we go. So we've got, yeah, I don't want to use these guys, thanks very much. I appreciate it, but no. Hey, what? That's okay, it's the same amount. I thought I did recipe, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I see what, oh, the recipe, oh, that's weird. Did you decide to, like, just shift click that in there? Doesn't matter, hold on. I'm just gonna swap this. So you're an advanced gas tank. You're a regular gas tank. Let's have you output. So you should be draining into there. Let's get a chest. Okay, and in this chest, we're gonna stick all the gas tanks with the gases that we already have, right? So there's my hydrogen gas tank. Oh, that's why I looked up a recipe of, okay, got it. I see what I did. All right, so hydrogen, basic, cool. And you, sir, advanced can go away. So basic, okay. And then you're used to make, was it the chemical oxidizer? I'm even more of a derp when I'm sick than not. Chemical infuser, there it is. Chemical infuser. Okay, so I need a dynamic tank, which we may or may not have some of already. Chemical infuser, yeah, we do, cool. So I don't want you to use the advanced gas tank of hydrogen, thank you very much. But I do need basic control circuits. So again, this one should be pretty simple and straightforward. We just grab this chemical infuser. We drop him, like, let's say here. And it looks like it's on either side and then an output to the front. So we'll want, well, you know, I can drop him right here. How's that? Right? So your chlorine, you can output to the right, and there's your chlorine, right? Your hydrogen, you can output to the left, and look, it's already running. Beautiful. Hydrogen chloride. Nice. And then an empty gas tank. I don't want the advanced one, I want the basic. In fact, I might just delete you to prevent confusion. Empty the trash. And you're going to fill up with hydrogen chloride? Nice. All right, cool. So hydrogen chloride, done. The last thing we need is DT-fuel, or D-T, this stuff. DT fuel is deuterium and tritium. Cool. All right, that's not good enough. Deuterium comes from heavy water, which comes from what? Doesn't say in JEI, but I'm sure we'll be able to find. And tritium comes from lithium, which I know where that comes from. Yeah. Tritium. Lithium comes from... Oh, okay. Liquid oxidizer can make it from lithium dust. I wonder if we have a lot of that. We can make it, but not super easily. I remember it being kind of a nuisance to craft. Yeah, it needs a lot of nether quartz. Not the end of the world. But I thought lithium, because I was just reading about it, liquid lithium comes from brine. In this guy. This can make liquid lithium, from what I understand. So that's a thing we're going to have to maybe consider. Do I want to make another one of these, or do I want to empty out the water that's in there, get a bunch of brine, and try and convert it to liquid lithium? So you're making all that. You're getting there on sodium, so that's kind of cool, especially with the speed upgrades in there. Yeah, at this point, we're not getting brine fast enough for it, so that's good. We can throw speed upgrades into this thing too if we wished, but not that much of a hurry. So liquid lithium. You know what? I bet that's why. Liquid lithium. We were looking up lithium. Our condensator, liquid lithium. There you go. See? There. Brine becomes liquid lithium. So there's two options for getting lithium then, right? We can either get lithium dust from... So how do we get lithium dust? Oh, right. Just from lithium. All right. Good to know. So we can either get liquid lithium from brine in the thermal evaporation controller thingy that we just built, or we can get lithium in a chemical oxidizer from lithium dust. And then we can combine lithium in a solar neutron activator, which I don't think is a multi-block, but that basically will turn it into tritium, which we can use to get the DT fuel. I kind of remember this a little bit. And heavy water comes from something. I remember doing it, I think, in one of the packs, like Regrowth, I think we did this, right? In the Regrowth series. We kind of set this up. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap up the episode here. We've completed 2 more of the tasks. It's just a waiting game at this point. We will come back next episode. Maybe off camera I will build another one of these, because that wasn't so hard to form. We'll stick it wherever. It could just sit right next to it for all I care. Or maybe more in the center of this room. That would also work. And we will work towards, maybe I'll make it a little bit taller in the center of the room so that it can be hotter, which will increase the speed at which it produces. So yeah, maybe I'll do that off camera. I'll make another one of these. Thermal evaporation blocks. I'll need a few of them. Like another stack would be cool. So let's get like 60 more of these. All right, for now, Darryl20 signing off. Can I kick off another creative, by the way? Probably. Hopefully have enough. No crafting CPUs are available. But other than that, I think we have all the stuff. So once it's done with that stainless steel thing, we should be cool. All right, for now, take it easy.